My wife called me too safe and asked for an open marriage. I agreed because I was terrified she'd leave me. I feel like the world's most pathetic man right now. I, 32M, have spent my entire 6-year marriage trying to be the perfect husband. To give you an idea of our dynamic, I work 50 hours a week in finance to pay the mortgage, the bills, and her car lease. She works part-time at a boutique, and her money is her fun money. I come home at 6 p.m., cook dinner because she's too drained from standing all day, and then I clean the kitchen while she scrolls TikTok on the couch. On weekends, I wake up early to detail her car and mow the lawn so she can sleep in until noon. I haven't picked a movie we watched in 3 years. I haven't picked a restaurant since 2019. I just do whatever she wants to keep the peace. I thought if I just did everything right, if I was useful enough, supportive enough, and never caused a fight, she'd love me forever. Yesterday afternoon, she sat me down. She didn't look sad, she looked annoyed. She told me that while I'm a great provider and a sweet guy, I'm also boring. She called me safe. She said, "You're just so predictable. I feel like I'm suffocating. I missed out on my wild years because we settled down too fast." Then she dropped the bomb. She wants an open marriage. She started crying, fake tears looking back at it now, saying she needs to find herself sexually and that if I really loved her, I wouldn't cage her. I felt like I was going to throw up. The thought of her with another man makes me physically ill. Every instinct in my body screamed no, but I looked at her and my spine turned to jelly. I was so terrified of her walking out the door for good that I caved. I told her yes. I told her I just wanted her to be happy. That conversation ended at 4:15 p.m. By 6 p.m., she came downstairs completely transformed. She was wearing the red silk dress I bought her for our anniversary 2 years ago, the one she said was too fancy to ever wear to dinner with me. She had on full makeup, heels, and smelled like the expensive perfume I got her for Christmas that she usually saves for special occasions. She told me she had matched with a really cute guy on an app immediately and they were grabbing drinks. I'm not an idiot. I know dating apps take time. Setting up a profile, matching, chatting, vetting a stranger, that doesn't happen in 90 minutes. But I didn't say a word. I just nodded like a coward. Before she walked out the door, she stopped and looked at me, not with love, but like I was a member of the hotel staff. She asked if I could make sure her phone charger was plugged in by her side of the bed for when she gets back, because she might be drained. I actually said, okay. I watched my wife leave to go have sex with another man, and then I went upstairs and plugged in her charger. I am currently sitting on the couch in the dark, waiting for her to come home, wondering where my self-respect went. She came home at 2 a.m. last night. She didn't even look at me sitting on the couch in the dark. She just breezed past me, humming a little tune, smelling like stale alcohol and musk. She went straight to the shower. That humming broke something inside me. The sadness didn't vanish, but it calcified into something cold and hard. While she was in the shower washing another man off her skin, I opened my laptop. I logged into our cell phone provider's website. I wanted to see when exactly she downloaded the app to match with this guy. I found the logs. There was no app data usage, but there were text messages. Thousands of them. She had been texting one number incessantly for the last 4 months. Pizza House. That's how she saved it in her contacts. Who texts a pizza place good morning at 7 a.m. or sends photos at midnight? I typed the number into Venmo. It popped up immediately. Kyle. Kyle is her ex-boyfriend from college, the one that got away, the guy who broke her heart when he moved to London 5 years ago. Apparently, he moved back to our city in January. The realization hit me like a truck. The open marriage speech wasn't a request for freedom, it was a permission slip. She had already been sleeping with him. She just wanted to stop sneaking around and have me, the safe, boring provider, pay the bills while she relived her glory days with Kyle. I didn't sleep, but I didn't cry either. At 8 a.m., she came into the kitchen yawning, expecting her coffee to be ready like it always is. It wasn't. The pot was empty. "Where's the coffee?" she asked, annoyed. "I didn't make any," I said. "I was dressed in a suit. I'm going to work." I left before she could argue, but I didn't go to the office. I went to the bank and withdrew exactly 50% of our savings. Then I went to a divorce attorney I found on Yelp and paid the retainer. I spent the rest of the day packing, not my stuff, hers. When she came home at 6 p.m., she looked confused. The house was dark, no dinner on the table, no smell of food, just 2 large suitcases by the front door. "What is this?" she laughed nervously. "Are we going on a trip?" I walked out of the shadows of the living room. I didn't yell, I didn't beg, I just held out the manila envelope with the petition for divorce. "Kyle can make dinner tonight," I said. "You're moving in with him." Her face went white. "You're crazy," she stammered. "It was just a date. We have an agreement." "I know about the texts, Sarah. I know about Pizza House. I know you've been cheating for months." She tried to switch tactics, tears forming instantly. "Baby, please. I was confused. Get out," I said. My voice was steady. "You wanted your wild years back? You got them. You're single." I opened the front door and put her bags on the porch. For the first time in 6 years, I didn't care if she was happy. I locked the deadbolt, poured myself a drink, and finally ordered the pizza I wanted. It's been exactly 1 month since I put Sarah's bags on the porch and locked the deadbolt. I wanted to share a final update because the man who wrote that first post doesn't exist anymore. The divorce was finalized 3 months ago. It was fast because we didn't have kids, and I had documentation of her infidelity, thanks to Pizza House. She didn't fight for much. She was too busy playing house with Kyle. But here is the satisfying part. The fantasy of Kyle didn't survive the reality of bills. It turns out Kyle, who is 35 and works part-time as a bartender, didn't appreciate having a real girlfriend. He liked Sarah when she was sneaking around on me because it was exciting and low effort. Once she moved in with her boxes and expected him to pay half the rent, the spark died instantly. He cheated on her with a 21-year-old waitress less than 8 weeks after she left me. She moved back in with her parents shortly after. As for me, I spent this year deprogramming myself. I realized I wasn't a partner to Sarah. I was a utility. I was an appliance she used to make her life easy. I started lifting weights, cliché, I know, but it worked. I've put on 15 pounds of muscle. I got a promotion at work because I wasn't rushing home at 5 p.m. to cook dinner for an ungrateful spouse. I stopped apologizing for taking up space. Last week, Sarah showed up at my new apartment complex. I don't know how she got the address. She looked tired. She wasn't wearing the red dress or the expensive perfume. She was crying, telling me she made a huge mistake and that she didn't realize how good she had it. She said she wanted to go grab coffee and start over. The old me would have melted. The old me would have been so grateful she chose me again. But I looked at her and felt absolutely nothing. No anger, no love, no pity, just indifference. I told her, "You didn't miss me, Sarah. You missed having a servant. You missed the bills being paid and the car being washed. I'm not that guy anymore." She tried to argue, but I just smiled, said, "Good luck," and closed the door in her face. I went back inside where my girlfriend was waiting. We met at a hiking group. No apps. She's kind, she has her own career, and last night she cooked me dinner because she knew I had a long day. She treats me like a prize, not a backup plan. I'm finally the main character in my own life. Thanks for listening.